Recently, in some of these encouragements, we've looked at Psalm 57, and it's one of David's hiding in the cave psalms. He's basically escaping from Saul, who's hotly pursuing him, and he finds a cave to hide in. And of course, the cave, we can easily imagine, would have been in a rock. So in the rock, he finds protection. And earlier on in the psalm, we read that he cries out to God for mercy. And then we read that phrase that he declares, God will send from heaven. Wow, that is such a powerful phrase. God sends from heaven. Let's let that really, really encourage and strengthen our hearts. But then we read on, and in verse 7, we read this: my heart, O God, is steadfast. My heart is steadfast. So amidst his troubles, he finds the place of a steady heart. My heart is steadfast. That's such a precious place to be, to know a steady heart. And it's possible because of God's mercy to us. It's possible because God sends from heaven his love, his faithfulness. It's because of God's steadiness, his steady heart, and his steady love, that we can say, my heart is steadfast. And he speaks it out. It's not pride, but it's a testimony of God at work in his life. You know, our hearts can so often be in turmoil, and we can give way to fear, to anxiety, to worries. Basically, life can be like the waves of the sea. It's up, it's down, it's up and down. Then suddenly, whoosh, the whole storm of COVID blows in. But his mercy, his love, his faithfulness brings us to a steadiness. We're no longer trapped by circumstance, but we can lift our hearts to him. And again, like David, we can go on and say, I will sing and I will make music. I will praise you, Lord, amongst the peoples. This psalm so helps us on this heart journey from struggles, whatever the reason, to a steadfastness that overflows in praise. But as well as speaking out to God, he also speaks to himself. He says this: awake my soul, awake, harp and lyre, I will awaken the dawn. Awake my soul. You know, as much as we need to encourage one another and be encouraged by one another, we also do need to know how to encourage ourselves. We need to hear that. Awake my soul. He's speaking to himself. And this isn't, again, the power of positive thinking, you know, get a grip on yourself. It's not that. It's basically, he's able to do this because of the goodness of God. And it's the same for us. In fact, we can only say, awake my soul, because of God making us alive in Christ. Okay, we're alive in him. And it's because of that actually we can say, come wake up. Let's wake up to the goodness of God. Let's wake up to the love of God. Let's wake up to the greatness of God. And there's times we need to speak to ourselves in those ways, because we have so many different voices, don't we, that come in and they either distract us or they divert us, or they say another message. And we need to wake up to the things that really matter. You know, at times we can be, you know, we're always alive in Christ. We're alive in Christ, but sometimes we can get sleepy. And we need to say, awake, my soul. I really believe in these days that there is a big wake-up call from heaven. And we do need to hear it. And we need to know that there's a rock that we can go to, that we find refuge and protection in. His name's Jesus. He is our rock. Our lives are hidden with Christ in God. He is our rock. But that place of protection is not a place of hibernation. It's not just a place of us just, you know, ticking off the months, as it were. But it is a place where we can meet with God. is a place where actually we can be very awake to him. Let's learn how to encourage ourselves, to speak to ourselves, say, awake my soul. Let's awake to his goodness, his love, his greatness. It says it here, doesn't it? For great is your love, reaching to the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the skies. And here he is, being trapped by circumstances, and his heart is free. And he says this, be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth. That's the sound of a soul that is awake to God. May God give us grace to both know his protection, but also to be awake to him in these days. Bless you. God be with you. And look forward to connecting in whatever way we do.